Congratulations on your new Nissan X-Trail TIL. Let's have a run through and see how it all works. So up at the front where your Nissan logo is, that is where all your radar controls are. So for your emergency braking, just make sure that is always cleaned, just as bug splatter can indicate warnings to the vehicle. You also have your camera built into the front, and that's for your front view of your 360-degree camera. This is your new key for the Nissan X-Trail. So on the key you have your lock, unlock, boot hold, and the key for your remote engine start. So to activate your remote engine start, you just press in the lock, hold the top button in, and your car will start up. To open up the windows using the remote, just hold in your unlock button, and they drop. To lift them back up, just push and hold your lock button, like so. And then your boot release down the bottom, just hold that in for a couple seconds and your boot will lift up. So to gain access to your boot, apart from using the key, you have a couple of buttons under here. The little circle one on the right is to lock and unlock the car. The long horizontal one on the left is to open the boot. With the TIL X-Trail, you also have a kick sensor. It is just a straightforward kick, just there. As long as the key is within about a metre of the tailgate, it'll lift up. You can also adjust the height of your tailgate just by pulling this down manually, holding that button on the left, wait for the loud beep, and that is your new tailgate height set. These buttons, you can also drop the tailgate just by pressing that one, and you can also drop the tailgate and lock the car by pressing that button there. So we'll drop it and the car will be unlocked for us. So part of the safety features at the rear of your car, you have parking sensors, 4 on the back. On either side of the vehicle you have a system called rear cross traffic alert. That'll read up to 20 metres either side of your car, so as you're reversing, you'll know if someone's about to jump out behind you. You also have a rear camera built in, which is part of your 360-degree camera. The new X-Trail is also equipped with a new system called rear emergency braking. How that works is that when you are on the accelerator, not on the brake, if you're coming up to a parked obstacle, the car will brake for you, as long as your foot's not on the brake because it thinks you're in control. So once you've gained access to your boot, you have a full system in here called divide and hide. With that, you can lift up these panels, pop them into spot. You can also drop them down to increase the depth of your boot as well. Once that divide and hide bit is out of the way, you can also gain access to your spare wheel. It is a space saver spare tyre, so it is only up to the 80 km/h max. And your toolkit and jack is hidden behind that little panel there. If we open that up real quick, you can see it in there. And you also have a 12-volt outlet just up there as well. To use your parcel shelf, it is a little rollout, so you just hold it up, click it into either side, takes a few tries to get it. And you can also set it back, click it in, and if you want to remove this, just press this button in on the right, lift up into the little door window, and it drops out the other side. The good thing is that if you're going on holidays, you can also keep this in the car, pop it underneath, just removing the divide and hide storage bit, and it fits in with relative ease. So when the car is unlocked, you can just press this button in here, press it in, and you have a capless fuel filler cap as well. So you just stick your fuel nozzle right in there and it uses normal 91 fuel. Let's jump into your back row of seats. Built into the door, you have these built-in rear door sunshades. They just lift up and down using the little latch and click in up the top there. On the side you have a bit to lock the car, your window operation, bottle holders as well. So with the rear seats, you can fold them down just by pulling the tab up the top to gain access to the boot. And then you do have top tether points on the rear of your seats as well. ISO fixed points down the bottom. And if you do want a bit of extra space in the boot, you can also pull these forward by using the little lever at the bottom to gain a bit of extra access. Now that we're in the back of the X-Trail, to make your passengers a bit more comfortable, you can just pull this little lever. You get a little armrest in the middle with 2 cup holders and a little device for phones. Down in the front here, you do have heated rear seats and tri-zone climate control, so your rear passengers can adjust the climate, and the USB-C and USB-A charging points. So equipped with the X-Trail, you also have rear seat warning. So if there are people in the rear seats and you jump out of the car and lock the car, it'll send a little beep to you to make sure that you remember to grab your rear passengers. To gain access to the front seats of your car, you just put your hand in, unlock the car, and there are sensors built in to unlock it. To lock the car, shutting it properly, just put your finger there and the car locks. Seating adjustment for the X-Trail is all electrically done. So this button at the front moves the seat forward and back. And you can also lift that up to adjust the height of your seat. Recline is that one there. And then you do have lumbar support built in. And again, that's all memory save as well. Onto the door controls of the vehicle. You do have memory seat, which is just up the top. So you can have 2 different sets. Just press set and you can do 1 or 2. That will remember your seating position, mirrors, and also your audio adjustment as well. And you also have it for the passenger, which will remember the seat position. At the top of your door panel, you do have your lock and unlock there, or your mirror adjustment, which you can just use by pressing either button, using a little joystick to adjust your mirrors. Mirror button will fold in, and then you do have the auto up down windows, which just works by 1 press of the button. And down the bottom you have child lock, which means only you can control the windows. This one here is just to turn off your heads up display, and this one is to turn off the steering assist for your Pro Pilot safety system. You can also open the boot just by holding in that button and your boot will lift up, and you also have brightness adjustment for your center screen. So on the right here you have your indicators just by pulling down to go right, up to go left. To activate your high beams, you can push them forward to set them or pull back to flash, and that button there will also activate your auto high beams. So when there's a car oncoming, your high beams will turn off automatically. Attached to the steering wheel you also have paddle shifters to shift down through the gears and up on the right. All your windscreen wipers are all here, so pull towards you to clean the front windscreen, push towards the front of the car to clean the rear windscreen. Rear windscreen controls are just controlled by that knob there, and then the intensity of your auto as well. All your steering wheel controls, you also have your Pro Pilot button, which you just press in, pull down to set, and that'll also work for your cruise control. So if you want to use normal conventional cruise, just hold that button in and the car won't stop for you, but you can use your normal cruise. When your Pro Pilot and Adaptive Cruise is set up, you can just press this button down here. That'll adjust the distance your vehicle will have to the car in front. This one to answer and hang up on telephone calls. You can also hold in this button and it'll talk to Siri or use your Bluetooth controls. On the left you have a little scroller which just shows what's in your center screen. You can also flick to the left and right of your center screen to give you different information. Volume controls, then forward and back, and this button here is a little shortcut as well, so you can jump in there, change your display view, audio source, driver assistance and personal displays all with that button and scrolling up and down. So you can also jump into your vehicle settings, so just by clicking in. So up here you can change your powered boot on and off, so you can lift it all up manually. You can also change the lighting and how all this works as well. So you can have mood lighting, so you can set how bright that all works, and it's all controlled underneath your center console, also in the door trims as well. You can also change the locking and unlocking of the car, so you can change the selective unlock, so it'll unlock all 4 doors at once. And you can also change the iKey door lock, which just turns off using the intelligent key to lock it, so you just use it remotely instead of using the little finger on the buttons. You can change how your wipers all work, So reverse link is as you reverse, there will automatically be a little spray of the window, so then you can see when you're reversing when it's raining. It's all your auto wipe and the speed dependent as well. Change the driving position so you can have the exit seat slide, which when you turn that off, your seating position will stay still. Turn it on, open up the door when the car's turned off, and your seat will slide back to allow you a bit of extra room to jump out. Rear door alert as well, just so you can see when your car's unlocked, so you can have it on horn and alert, or just alert only. Scrolling down, you can also change how your mirrors fold, whether they unfold at ignition or unlock, and that is your vehicle settings. Scrolling down, you can see when all your maintenance is due, all your service, your air filter, tyre, and other as well. You can also see all your display settings for this center screen, so you can change what's in your contents. You can also change how your route guidance works with the built-in sat nav, the auto cruise, welcome effect of the vehicle, and the operation guidance. You can also change the unit and language if you prefer to speak a different language other than English. And then you can also reset all of your settings to factory default. You can use cruise control two types of way. You have your conventional cruise control and your semi-autonomous cruise control. So just with this blue button, you just hold that in, and you can see up there it has your normal cruise control set to the speed. To go to your Pro Pilot and Adaptive Cruise, just press in this blue button again, and you'll see the three little lines up the top. You can also adjust the distance from the car in front. Each bar is one bar is 30 meters from the car in front, 2 bars 45, and 3 bars 60 meters. Where all the information comes to is just located in a camera just in there. What that does is it'll read the right white lines ahead of you, and it'll help keep you in your lane just by lightly touching the steering wheel. Located on your windscreen is also your heads-up display, which can display information like your speed, the current traffic sign. You can also see your cruise control and also information regarding your audio sources. You can also turn all that off just by pressing that button on the right. Turn it back on using the same one. So you have your center infotainment system here. This is a brief overview of what the system contains. You can also flick across. And you can also have different users set up to each individual key. So you can adjust some of the settings that are built into your car and what's saved in there as well with the guest profiles. You also have settings up the top, so you can control all of your settings just through here. So jumping into your sat nav, you can either press that button there, or on the right you have little shortcut buttons. There's your sat nav up the top. So jumping into here, you can set your home destination just by pressing that, and that'll take you home each time once a car's been set. You can also see your nearest fuel station, eatery, coffee joint, and parking areas. You can also search new destinations just by pressing the little flag. So if you want to go to a set address, just press search POI or address. You can type in your address or use the voice activation. Fitted with wireless Apple CarPlay. To activate that, you can just press add new on your screen. That'll start searching. So you jump into your settings on your phone. Ooh, go into Bluetooth first, if your fingers work. Then jump into your My Car. Double check that the pin's the same. And you can allow your contacts and your favorites to sync up. Once this all loads, you just give it a tick, and it'll also add your Apple CarPlay, which you can just press use CarPlay when the car's locked. Just press yes on the screen, as it will use the vehicle's Wi-Fi. Now that your Apple CarPlay is all connected wirelessly, you can just press the little icon there. It jumps in to a whopping Phil Collins song. And there is your wireless Apple CarPlay all set up. So with Apple CarPlay, this is the main screen of the overview of your car. So you have your sat nav and obviously your music. But you can also flick across so you can see all your music, go into your maps as well. So the handy thing with voice activation for Apple CarPlay is that you don't need to know the address. As long as you know the place that you're going, it'll work out well. Siri, direct me to Ferntree Gully, Nissan.
One option is Nissan on Burwood Highway. Is that the one you want?
For Android Auto, it is a wired connection, so you just grab your data cable, grab the USB side, stick it in down the front, first try, then grab the cable, plug into your Android Auto. Just need to allow to use your phone data, and then press yes on the screen, and now you can use Android Auto. You also have the shortcut button for Android Auto just there as well. For Android Auto, you can listen to music, and you can also flick through all these other features as well. So you can play games, go through Messenger, see all your messages as well. And you also have Google Maps, which works the same as the Apple version. Hey Google, direct me to Ferntree Gully, Nissan.
Navigating to Ferntree Gully, Nissan.
So with the X-Trail having a 360-degree camera, you can just press your camera button here, and it'll show your front view and your 360-degree on the left. Shifting into reverse will automatically pull up the rear view camera on the right and your 360-degree on the left. Pressing the camera button, you can see different views. So you can see your left-hand wheel, so you're not going to curb your wheels. Pressing camera again just shows an extended view of your front car, or again if you're in reverse, of the rear, and then it turns it off. You also have your intelligent rear view mirror. This also has the auto dimming, so when a car has their super bright lights on, this will automatically dim so you're not blinded. You can also pull this little tab, and it'll have a live feed camera coming up the top near your rear brake light. To turn your climate control on, you just press the on button, and you can also mess around with all your climate. So using the one on the right will adjust the temperature of both the driver and passenger. You can press the one on the left, that'll adjust your passenger climate. And you can also mess around with the rear climate from here as well. Fan speed just in the middle, and down the bottom here controls where the fans will most likely send all the air out. You can also have it max for your front demisters. Once we crank that down, you can also have your rear demister circulating inside the car, and a nice little heated steering wheel. Heated seat controls are just located on the right of each knob, and left for the passenger as well. So with your Nissan key, whenever this key runs out of battery, you can just flip it over, pull a little latch, unlock a physical key, and that just sticks into the side of your door handle. To help you start the car when this key is flat, just hold it up next to your start button and push in, and your car will start up. And then when your key is normally full of charge, you can also just start up the car just using the button. So you have USB-A and USB-C points there. They're both data cables, which again controls your Android Auto. 12-volt power outlet just on the left hand side, and also a wireless phone charger down the bottom. So you just stick your phone in, and it'll start charging. You'll see a little light, that means your phone is charging. So with your wireless smartphone charger, as a word of warning, if you pop your keys or your wallet on there, it may cause damage to both your key and credit cards. So with your gear shifter in the middle, it is an updated one. To go into drive, just pull this all the way to the back. We'll go into drive. For reverse, you just push and hold the button on the right, push to the front. Then to go back into park gear, just press the P and you're back in park. With your automatic handbrake, you can just push in, that'll deactivate it. Pull up to enable the park brake. So with auto hold, once that's activated, you can just pull up, and once the car comes to a complete stop, the car will engage its brakes and you can take your foot off the brake pedal. Once the traffic starts moving again, just place your foot on the accelerator and the car will go as per normal. So your TIL is fitted with an on-demand 4x4 system. So there is your normal auto going on road. You can also flick over to eco mode, That just changes the dynamics of your vehicle to make the car as economical as possible. Flicking over to sport mode will do the exact opposite. It'll increase your vehicle dynamics to make your car as sporty as it can be. You also have snow and off-road mode, which again will just change the dynamics of your vehicle to make it more optimal for both snow and off-road, and hill descent control in the middle. You do have butterfly open-in storage just by pressing that button in. You have a deep storage bin there as well to hide odds and ends. You also have hidey holes underneath to help hide valuables from prying eyes. So with TI and TIL variants of the X-Trail, you do have a sunroof. So you have two buttons up the top. The one on the right controls the fabric there, and it goes to two parts. So you can have it just for the front passengers, or by pressing that same button, it'll open up the back for the rear passengers as well. You do have a little bit of opening up the top, which just by pressing the button back on the left will open up your sunroof. Again, pushing forward will close that. And once it's closed, you can push that button on the left and it'll have the tilt aspect as well. And same on the right to shut the fabric part of your sunroof. Now that your bonnet is up, you can see underneath. So you have your battery up here. You also have your washer fluid refill there. Engine oil dipstick check. That one is your brake fluid, and on the left is your coolant. With the Nissan X-Trail, you also get 5 years of roadside assistance just by calling the number 1-800-035-035 and option 1. And you also have 6 years or 120,000 kilometers of cap price servicing and a 5-year unlimited kilometer warranty. If you have any questions with anything about your Nissan X-Trail, feel free to give us a call on 9758 4444. Enjoy the car and happy motoring.